Greetings, friends. I'm the Preacher 711, and I'm back once again to talk about our Blake 7 video game, Galactic War. This time, I'm going to be talking about Easter eggs, not the tasty, chocolatey kind that we get once a year, but the little hidden nods, winks that we put in video games, movies, and other such stuff. I'm a huge fan of the Easter egg. If you've been looking at any of my games or you follow me on Twitter, you'll know I'm always chucking them in there. Sometimes they're callbacks to games long gone, long past. Other times just in-universe references. But I'm the biggest fan of putting in little nods and winks to those that have helped and supported me along the way. So today I'm going to show you some, but not all, of the Easter eggs in the game, but particularly those ones that are a little bit of a friendly nod and a wink to somebody. So here we go. Number 1, Bob and the Maximum Power Cola. Bob and the Maximum Power Cola are in there because they're a bit of a mainstay of all of the games I've made on Roblox, really. Trooper Bob, she just always pops up in the background somewhere. You play one of my games, there's a Trooper Bob hidden somewhere in there, usually brandishing a can of our fictional drink, Maximum Power Cola, the only drink of Federation Space Command. Number 2, the Groove Trooper and my favourite podcasts. On board the Starship Vindictus, the strike cruiser that forms the hub of the game environment, if you wander down to the mess hall there, you'll find sat at a table, there's the Groove Trooper. He's sat there looking at his VR audio device. That's a bit of a callback to the first episode of Blake 7 The Way Back, which had the groove guy grooving along to music. Also, Callie used it later on in the show as well. But on the desk next to him, you'll see 3 boxes for podcasts. There's the Mutoid podcast, Maximum Power podcast, and Straight Out the Federation podcast, my 3 favourite Blake 7 podcasts. So it's a salute, nods, and a wink to those guys. Thanks for keeping me sane on those long commutes, guys. Number 3, Blake and a cake. In a mess hall on the asteroid base, you'll find there a plate with some cake, and next to it an iPhone running a Big Finish audio. This is a nod to Amanda DH on Twitter, who often does a little stream about baking a cake where she teases us all with a beautiful cake she's consuming while listening to a Big Finish audio. So this is a thank you to Amanda again for helping keep us all sane out there. Number 4, Matt, Reggie, and Dessie from the show. If you follow me on Twitter or you've watched any of my videos, you'll know I'm a huge fan of Matt McGuinness's YouTube series, The Show. So they were obviously going to pop up somewhere in it. So on the first mission, set on the planet Zercaster, you have to rescue the governor. And when you get up to where the governor's hiding at the top of the Federation Tower, there he is. And you'll notice the governor's name is Governor McGuinness, as a nod to Matt. But also there on his bunk next to him is a plushie of Reggie, one of the main characters from the show. But in the room next door is actually the governor's office, and atop his desk is a familiar looking device, which is actually the prop of Dessie from the show. So there you go. Number 5, the doctor's office. Also on mission 1 on Zercaster, on the ground floor, you'll find the resident doctor's office of the Federation base, and the name plaque on the door will tell you it's a doctor called Doctor Whom, which is a non too subtle nod to Doctor Whom from Twitter, who also has a YouTube series where he reviews mainly Doctor Who stuff, but other bits and pieces as well. I'm again a fan of his work, so he often pops up in the games. And also, if you go inside the office, on top of the Doctor's desk, there's also a miniature TARDIS. Number 6, the annual. So wandering around the game, you'll often find desks and administration rooms and stuff, and this one pops up more than once. You'll see on there Cole Tedge's annual, the 1982 missing annual he recently did, and there it is for you to see. So this is a thank you for the amazing work that Cole Edge does. Number 7, the mug. Again, dotted around quite a few locations, you'll see this mug with an image on it that looks like the engine of the Liberator. This is a nod and a thank you to Making Blake 7, who has his amazing series on Twitter, where he keeps us all fed and watered with behind the scenes tidbits from the making of Blake Seven. They're always amazing, so well researched. So it's a huge thank you to him for all he does. Number 8, the Floppy Lion. Dotted out throughout this game and pretty much all my games. Somewhere you will find Floppy Lions. This is a nod to Floppy Lion himself on Twitter, who was one of the first people I got to know on Twitter when I joined. Amazingly welcoming to the community, great person to chat to, and got the pleasure of meeting in the flesh at the last Blake 7 convention. You will find Floppy Lions throughout the game. There's one per mission and one in the hub as well. So keep your eye out for how many Floppy Lions can you find. They are all over the place. Number 9, the space crafting shop. Yeah, if you head down to Freedom City, there's a row of shops and businesses down there, and you'll see the space crafting shop. This is a nod to space crafting from Twitter. Again, does some amazing model making and videos of the models filmed against green screen, and some great CGI sequences, particularly Scorpio. That's why there's a Scorpio reference one. Some of those have been amazing. If you haven't seen them, track down spacecrafting on the Twitter and take a look. They're absolutely incredible. Number 10, Morgan's Theatre. Yeah, this is a shout out to Morgan from Twitter. Again, someone I met really early days of joining Twitter. During lockdown, Morgan was doing like a piece of poetry a day read out. So hence the sign outside the theatre has got live poetry reading. So again, a great person that did a lot for our mental health during the dark times. Number 11, the auction. Yeah, on the other side of Morgan's Theatre, there's a sign saying that tomorrow there's a JW's collectible auction. This is a nod to Jill Williams on Twitter. She'll understand the joke. I salute you. Number 12, Amanda's Clothing. This is the second shout out to Amanda DH from Twitter. She's got the most amazing replica costumes that she wears. So it's just a second shout out to someone that does so much. Number 13, the show. Yeah, so also down in the streets of Freedom City, there's various buildings, theatres, shops, and so on. But there's like a building there that says the show above the door, and there's a sign next to it basically summarising the plot of the show. So there you go. So that's another to show call out. Number 14, Forever Avon, the book. This can be found on board the hub cruiser at the start of the game, on one of the bunks. You can find there, laying on one of the bunks, a copy of Forever Avon that was put together by Oliver Dallas. It was a brilliant piece that had stories put together by writers from across the community and contributions. And Oliver was such a huge champion of the old series of 2D Blake 7 games we used to make. So immensely grateful to Oliver. Number 13, Vindictus. Yeah, again on a desk. This one is on Zercaster as well, in the security officer's desk. You'll find another book there, and it's Vindictus by Llewellyn Richardson and Neil Shearer. You'll know from my podcast, I'm a big fan. It's a great continuity novel with the audio version coming out really soon. So keep your eyes open. And lastly, number 16, Commander Robertson. Yeah, so as soon as you spawn into the game, really, you'll be in a briefing room. You approach the briefing desk, and on the other side of the desk there, giving you your missions, is someone called Commander Robertson. This is a big nod to Graham Robertson, otherwise known as Colt Edge, like I say, who's an absolutely great person that does the most amazing fan art, has corralled together the various books and annuals, anthologies, and just does such amazing things. I'm eternally grateful for all he's done. So there we go. That was it. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope when you're wandering around the game, you now can understand what some of these are meant to mean. It's not just me going mad and losing the plot. And there's more to be found. So those are just the ones that call out friends. But there's other little Easter eggs there in the game to be found. So, let me know what you find. Take care, everybody. Goodbye.